This team is a whole. We don't quit. You know what I mean. And going into that halftime, we knew we had to make some adjustments, and we feel like we did that. We just talked about how we weren't playing our best, and we had to get used to that crowd. And as soon as we did that in halftime, made some adjustments, we were able to come out here and put together a good half of football. So couldn't be more proud of the team. I think it was just calming our nerves down for the most part, especially, a lot of guys that haven't played here yet. And it was just calming the nerves down and just getting back to the basics. And I thought, when we had that little opportunity at halftime to talk about it, it really brought us back to where we needed to be.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but it just goes back to just the visual communication. A lot of it was hand signaling and obviously it was extremely difficult. But as the game went on, I think guys started to really understand what I was trying to do at the line of scrimmage. I felt like we were on the same page before I even said anything at all. Just based off of how they were aligned, I felt like the five guys up front had a good understanding of, okay, this is the look that we're getting. This is what Jake's probably going to do. So I just thought that was really critical. And then the adjustment that we made at halftime, just really dialing in our snap count and trying to avoid all those false starts was huge because without that quick fix, it could have been a long day for us. They run a very, very interesting defense. I think it's one of a kind. Only a handful of programs in the country really do it, and they did a good job of disguising the blitzes in the first half. In the second half, they also did a good job disguising it. I just felt like as our tempo started picking up, I think it's difficult to be able to dial up exotic pressures throughout the game. So I just felt like once we got the tempo going, we were able to get a hand on it, and we caught them a couple times, and luckily it ended up paying off for us.
I don't know. What was that? I just think guys are pretty calm at halftime, and these guys have had enough success, and we've been down before, and so I think everybody had a lot of confidence that we would kind of get back on track. And kind of accumulation of things. I mean, when you go out and put that many points up in one half, I don't know if it's exactly one play.
Baiting them, I wouldn't say baiting them. It's a defense that we run every day in practice. I was in cover 3, and I read the 3-step, and I just broke on the ball, and it was there.
Well, those are big, no doubt. Those are big. We were able to kind of hit it, and I think those are hard. Just like you guys talking about the first half, and we just couldn't get a little bit of momentum. It's not so much that there's a bunch of magic in the second half versus the first half, but we don't have good field position. We can't get kind of a critical play here. We get to have a few things happen, but those are always huge momentum. You guys have seen enough football. Momentum's a deadly force. It really is. And once we kind of got it going, I thought our guys were able to throw a rock on the gas pedal and keep after it. Gosh, I told you this before. I've been through this before, when every game's like the biggest game in the history of man. And the thing that's great about these guys, I think they've really taken it in stride. Clearly we know about Montana football and what it's been and what it is. And I told you guys before, my daughter went to school here. I've been here before. I've known a lot of the coaches that have been here. I know what Montana football is. And but the great thing is just the way our guys and really our staff have approached the whole season. And I think the more you think you're the favorite, or the more you think you're the underdog, you're hurting yourself. And our guys just continue to go out and go to work and are not really deterred by weather or travel or crowd or surface or time of day or Thursday or early in the morning. They just show up and work. And that consistency and preparation is paying off for them. Not really. I thought Snead was playing. He was unbelievable, man. That guy made some great plays, kept some things alive. We had him sacked a couple times, and he was able to kind of get it going, and they were just kind of keeping us off balance a little bit, and they had the ball more than we did. We weren't able to get some sustained drives, and that helps, obviously, their type of offense. But I don't think they were doing anything drastically different than what we anticipated. And, hey, the truth is, you guys know, you get to this point in the season, there's not a whole lot of tricks in the bag. One of my mentors, Eddie Crowder, who used to play with Bud Wilkinson, said great teams have tendencies. You get to this point in the season, there's not a lot of extra tricks. We play a lot of guys. And sometimes people think, oh, it's a media. It's really not a media deal, and I've done that since I was at Boise, and I really believe I want them to compete against themselves. And that sounds a little bit corny, but we're going to use a lot of people. And if you do something well and do it consistently, we're going to get you on the field. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody plays as much as Keelan, and obviously the quarterbacking situation is different, but we're going to use guys, and we want them to practice that way and prepare that way. And, you know, Bob knows, he's been covering us. We'll have 35 guys with – we're one of the best defenses in the Big Sky, and if you look at tackles, in the top 20 tacklers, we don't have one guy because we play a lot of dudes, and we want to play a lot of guys, and it's fun. It's fun for our whole team, and it's fun for them to work and know that their work will pay off. And so we don't like starters. We like contributors, and we just want people to contribute in any way they can help.
You guys don't.
I mean, honestly, it's big, you know, and for me personally, you know, a decision like why I came back was to help this program get where it is now, you know, and just being able to be in this position that we are now is huge. And, you know, I couldn't thank, you know, our coaches and our players on this team that they're doing a wonderful job, and we're just going to try to keep this thing going as far as we can. So it's been a fun ride, and hopefully keep it going.
I've been a part of similar, never quite that much, but that's just what we're capable of. You know, we don't like to box ourselves in and put a number on anything. We just like to play as well as we can and pay attention to all the minor details of things, and we feel if we do that, then something like this can happen. You know, with that being said, we can't rely on that. We had to play better in the first half. You know, we're going to look at the film, and there's going to be a lot of things that we need to fix. But you know, that's just how this offense is built. It's just doing your job, and good things happen.